now we're going to change our targets, we're going to reduce the projects, we're going to reduce the programs. People were working from home, which they didn't do before, and they worked more than they would normally work. Why? Because you were at home, you had to take care to the things at home and work, and you were working to longer hours. Why? Because I don't know about here, but you know, in my country, a lot of the managers were still working in this old time frame where if they didn't see you, they didn't believe you were working. Right? They thought, oh, you're at home, you're sleeping. So what happened? People started sending emails just to show that they're working, asking stupid things, trying to silly things. And then you sit down and you've got 500 emails in the day to respond to. That in a normal working day, I would have only had 20. So a lot of things changed. Right, so you had to now look at this and you had to start adjusting. So without that plan, we have a problem. Next slide, please, Mona. So this slide here is basically to tell you about the steps that you take when you develop your strategic plan. You start with an assessment of the organization. You develop the vision and the mission, which you know. You assess your environment, right? You look at the priorities and you agree on them. The long list is sometimes so long that we can't do everything, and we will come to this about how we're going to prioritize. You write it all down, you implement, you monitor, and you start again. Right? Because once you monitor, you look at what worked and what didn't work. Those things that didn't work, you will either leave out or you will work on addressing the problems that existed or how you can improve it. If a project is not being successful, then sometimes you just have to be brave enough and to say, we're not going to do it. Right, in the next round. We're wasting our money, we're wasting our effort, we're wasting our time. Let's take something that we can be successful at. Have you ever been brave enough to stop a project? I'm asking you. Has any of you ever been brave enough to say, no, we're not going to do it? And this is the reason. Because you would be afraid to go up to the minister or the head of department to say, listen, this thing is not working, we're not going to do it. But you have to do it. Right? To be responsible, you have to do it. We can't do something that's not working. What is it doing to you? It's not working, you just get frustrated. Yes. So let's just bite the bullet and say, let's not do it. Then we move to the next slide. This part we're going to go quickly through it. What's wrong?
Yes.
He's thinking about which project to give up now. So we're talking about the tips. What are the key steps to effective, or the tips for effective strategic planning? Focus only on the most important issues. There are a lot of issues, isn't that so?
Yeah.
You say, what is most important? For example, we could not leave out these pillars in this building. Why? Why?
Sure,
the roof will fall. Right? So, in order to keep the roof up, you have to have that. It's most important. Right? So, that is what you have to look at. What is most important? What are the most important issues? Be willing to question. Why do we need this pillar here? Don't you think we're wasting money? You have to question. Right? Should we not put our energy on something else? And produce a document. You have to produce a document. Now something I saw, something I picked up in Jordan, is that you are reluctant to produce documents. I'm not talking about you, I'm just saying my general observation. We would go to somewhere and we would have a meeting or we'd have a discussion. It would take long for them to produce some document. I'm talking about the officials. I'm not talking about consultants writing this document. Right. If you came up with something, you've got to produce something. If you have to analyze your budgets, write it down in a document. Don't talk to Muntasar. What were the observations? What were the recommendations? What are the options that we can offer? Because if we talk about it, it gets lost. If we talk about it and we don't write it down, we can't follow up. All right? We need a document. So even that is why I'm saying that you need to write. Whenever it is, we're talking about the strategic plan, you create the document. We're talking about anything, create a document.
ممكن كومنت تعقيب على الموضوع انه اي وثيقه وقع عليها اي شخص تعتبر ملزم له بانه ينفذ ما في المضمون. بما انه وافق عليها فهو يجب ان ينفذ المضمون فيها، وبالتالي يسعى انه ما يكون اي شيء موثق عشان ما يقدرش يلزم حاله بشيء مش قادر استقامه. اذا بفرض انه هو يقدر ينجز عمل مثلا يحتاج 10 ساعات، لن يلزم حاله ب10 ساعات لانه ممكن ما يقدر يقوم بالعمل 10 ساعات، وبالتالي نقول انا لن اسجل اني انا بستطيع اعمل 10 ساعات، اسجل اني انا استطيع اعمل 5 ساعات. فكل وثيقه تلزم صاحبها اذا وقع عليها ان ينفذ ما في المضمون.
Because it keeps breaking. I can't hear. Oh, okay. Okay, maybe we must ask somebody to check it out for tomorrow. Because the thing, I didn't hear what you said now. Please. Yeah, so hold them accountable. Yes. So then we need to question, why do people not want to be accountable? All right. So I mean that is another question when we talk about. It's not going to form part of this discussion, but it is a worthwhile discussion to say, why would people not want to be accountable? Right, and why? Then why do you come to work? Simple. So what does success look like? If we look at it and we say, what does success look like now? Okay, just follow on your slide. It's back to change this thing. We are on slide 27. We say, let's look at the questions. We look at the questions and we say, if you have a vision, it tells you where we want to go, what do we want to do, what community do we dream of, what do we want to be, and what do we want to achieve. Right, that's a vision. Now let's ask this question. You know, not only for the organization, but even for our own selves, we have those questions. Isn't that so? You have a vision for yourself? Let's hear it.
طبعا كل انسان عنده فيجن خاصه فيه. مثلا
Let's hear your vision.
عن المدى؟
مثلا طبعا اني بعد 10 سنوات انه يكون في عندي بيت مستقل، عندي دخل مالي يكفيني اني اعيش حياه بسيطه بدون الحاجه لاي انسان، واقدر اوفر احتياجات اطفالي التعليميه بمستقبلهم.
Right, that's great. So, you're going to work towards that vision, isn't that so? So in the same way, the organization needs a vision, right? In terms of what kind of Aqaba economic, sector economic zone do you want here? And you have to put that vision in front, and you have to be able to make sure that everyone in the organization knows the vision. So if I ask a question, I want to say, do you know what the vision of Aziza is? Do you know the vision of Aziza? How many of you do know the vision? Don't look it up, just put your hands up. You work in the organization. Do you know the vision of the organization? You're looking for it. Don't look for it. Tell me. Honestly, who can just tell me like that? What is the vision of Aziza? Rashad, let's hear.
مقصد استثماري لجلب الاستثمارات وتعزيز السياحة في المنطقة وتحسين معيشة المجتمع.
Now, whoever looked it up, is it correct? Okay, now I don't know what it is. But if as an employee of the organization, you're supposed to know what the vision is. Is it exactly like that?
Yeah, come on.
Yes. Excellent. Now, you make sure your colleagues, all of you who are sitting around the table, start familiarizing yourselves with the vision. Right? What is the vision of your organization? Now, it basically tells you, or the vision is supposed to be there to communicate why you exist. Right? So it is to communicate to the world why we are here, what we can do. It is different from your goal. Alright, it's not your goal. And it also is there to balance the head and the heart. It is to inspire you. So let's go again. So if you read the vision of Aziza, does it inspire you? Yes. What does it tell you? What does it say? It says to make Aqaba a what? An investment destination.
Yes.
Right. So it actually, it says, if I have to read it, it creates this image that it is like a heaven for me to go to. Right. So that is what it is. Now, followed by the vision, we have a mission. Now, do you know your mission? How many of you don't know your mission? Honestly, don't look it up. Mission, ladies? Do we know it or we don't know it? Okay, no response, it means they don't know it, so they got to read it. I would assume these two gentlemen know it. Do you know the mission?
My mission.
No. Organization. Aziza. No. homework for you. Okay? Dr. Mom, you're copying it down. What is the mission? Don't know. Homework. Yeah, you're supposed to know it. Right? As an employee, you're supposed to know it. You know, they say that one of the things that made BFW so big was that every employee knew the mission. Right? They knew the mission. And any employee that was asked a question, they were able to say it off, right up to the cleaner. You live by your mission. Right, so you need to now think about it. If we want to be world-class leaders, as a CISA, we should make sure everybody knows the mission. And you can play a game with anybody in the office. So what's the mission? Don't know. Then why are you here?
معلش بعلمك. أنا اللي بعرفه إنه الرسالة هي توضح الآلية اللي بدي أحقق فيها رؤيتي. وبالتالي هي أكيد يعني بده يكون تحفيز النشاط الاقتصادي والاستثماري يعني في سلطة منطقة اقتصادية خاصة. يعني هاي مرتبطة بالرؤية.
Yeah. So that is, he's trying to explain to us what the mission is about.
Yes.
Yeah. So what is the mission? Can we now look at it up and can we translate it for me?
أكيد التحفيز. أشوف إذا
تعزيز نشاط الاقتصادي في المنطقة